You can't rush greatness. You can't rush it. And if you know what's coming for you is going to be good, why rush it, right? Why try to rush that process of jumping into random trades and blowing accounts, just trying to get a funded account, trying to get a quick payout, right? To say that you did it, that you've done it. It doesn't make any sense, right? A lot of times in this society that we grow up in right now, that we're in right now, we have this microwave mentality where we think we can just pop into the microwave real quick, wait a couple of minutes, get it back out. It's hot, it's ready to eat. And we think that that's how our lives should be too, right? Whether you want to lose weight or you want to start reading more books or whatever it is that you want to do, you want to be a good trader. You feel like it should just go so quickly, like it should just happen for us so fast. It's not the case. It doesn't happen like that, right? So I was reading some philosophy and listening to some philosophy too. And one of the people that I was listening to, he's a British philosopher by the name of Central C. And he says that you can't rush greatness. That's actually the name of his last album. But it's true though. It's so true. A lot of times, like, we always want to come in and we want to do well and we just want to trade well. And it just doesn't happen for us, right? Even if you take the right trade, as I did today, even if I took what I thought was a really good setup, as I did today, you can still lose, right? So the easy thing that I could have done today was to rush and to be like, you know what? No, I'm taking another setup. And what if that worked out? Would that have been smart, right? Because it might have been a good short term benefit, but in the long term, it just sets up so many bad habits for you. And I feel like that's something that we really need to hone into and realize that we cannot rush the process. We can't rush greatness. We can't try to go as fast as we can to the finish line because in trading, it doesn't work like that. In trading, it takes so much time. And the more that you slow down, the better that you do. And I've said that so many times before in the past. In terms of the real philosopher that I've been reading, it's Epictetus. And Epictetus is my favorite Stoic because he says so many relatable things, so many things that just make sense, right? At least to me, anyway. And his quote is: "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen." I feel like that's very apt to how I've been feeling as of late, too, right? I haven't really been feeling as confident. I feel so much better today, though. I feel like the process is starting to come back to me, starting to do the right things, not feeling rushed, not feeling pressure. But no matter what it is in life, you have to make sure that you're sticking with the process and that you're allowing it time in order for it to develop. You don't just plant a tree, right? Or plant a seed and then expect it to be a tree the next day, right? You don't, when you first start learning how to drive for people who live in America, you know we have to drive everywhere. You don't just hop in a car and already you can drive. There's so many things that we've had to do, especially for us human beings. We have to learn how to crawl, right? Before we can walk, before we can run. All of these things take time, and so does trading. So why do we feel like in trading we want it to happen right now, that we can just brute force our way into becoming a good trader, that we can just brute force our way into having good winning streaks and payouts and passing funded accounts and things like that? Like it literally does not work that way whatsoever. And I think that's something that I am trying to absorb, that I'm trying to make sure that my mindset is in the right place, that it's just about the process. And I feel like that I'm doing a better job of it. Now, the account is down. Um, we're down on the month, right? Obviously, it's still early, but the rest of this calendar could look all red. It could be all red. But am I taking good trades? Am I taking good setups? Am I doing what I need to do for the proper long-term benefit, right? And I think that's what I really need to focus on. Today, I can answer that and say, yes, I have. So if we go to today's trade traded Asian session. This is all New York because I'm actually uh, making this video right before I upload it. I didn't do it last night, but we took a trade. I thought it was a great trade. If we come back onto replay, which we're already at right now, this is where we're at. We're clearly bullish. This is where we opened. Huge bullish momentum. I was actually very tempted to take a short up here, and it would have worked, right? Just because we were at value area highs. But again, we go in the direction of the trend, right? So we came down. You can see here, this is prior week value area high. So we're bouncing around this area. We're about 10 points away, right, from the line. But of course, we know it's a general area. So we're waiting to see. I actually wanted a pullback a little bit lower, but I knew that this area could be formed as a nice support. Right, so you can see here we have some support at 755 over here as well, right? So I knew that this area could be formed as a support, but I did want it lower. Let me make sure I extend this right so we can see what's going on, right? So here, I'm actually looking at the wrong place. I actually took the trade. No, actually, no, I'm looking at the right place. I took the trade around 9:30, right? So here, we're waiting to see what happens, right? Seeing if we form some type of bullish momentum, right? Heading to the upside. This is exactly what we're looking for, right? In terms of being patient. Then boom, nice green body candle, high volume. I mean, this is really good. Bouncing off the support, you enter here. Your target are these highs here, whether it's value area high right before it. Maybe you're looking for a breakout here too. Yes, this is point of control right here. But I love the move. Now, I don't know why my VWAP is not showing up. I have no idea. That was kind of weird. But I love the move. I love to see exactly what's happening here too, right? So let me just put my VWAP back on. I don't know why I took it off. All right, cool. But I love to see that. This was good for me. This was really perfect for me. So I took this setup, right? It came down a little bit, right? We're starting to head higher, right? So now, of course, it's pulling back. Stop loss is set in an appropriate place. I actually ended up moving my stop loss up because I'm like, well, we're up $128. If we come down, then I at least, want to reduce the loss, right? But I was thinking that, okay, this is going to be great. This is going to be a win for me, right? Instead, what ends up happening is that here we just end up going lower. And it's so funny too. I set my alert. I was thinking, okay, cool. Next time I hear an alert, it's gonna hit my take profit. We're gonna be up about $300, $400 today, and it came down. And there's nothing wrong with this trade. It just didn't work. It just didn't want to continue. Now, the only thing I could say about this is that okay, um, it didn't want to go any higher because we just had this long move up. So we need to have at least a really good pullback before we start heading higher. But after this, I checked this morning. It just continued to chop. We went lower and then higher and then lower. We never actually ended up breaking this level. And actually, right here, too, was a really good point. I looked at this and I was like, oh, this is exactly what I was looking for. Bouncing off value area highs, high volume confirmation, right? Breaking through prior week value area high, looking to see if we can bounce off of it. And I was like, oh, I'm so tempted to buy a combine just so I can look for a really good trade here and see if I can get at least halfway to passing an account, right? Rushing the process. And my girlfriend said, no, it's not a good setup because it's not the right time. And she's absolutely right. I don't trade outside 11 o'clock. This is 11:08 right here, right? So even though I had today off from work, I don't trade this time regardless. And look what ended up happening, right? I would have lost this trade. The trade would have been done. I would have lost. It would have hit my stop loss and it would continue lower, right? So I'm really happy and glad that obviously I didn't take that, but I'm also happy too that I'm recognizing that this stuff takes time. And even again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. even though you take a perfect trade, there's no guarantee that it works. There's no guarantee. I've taken so many good trades in the past and it doesn't work. But how are you limiting your losses? How are you limiting the amount of loss that you're taking? Because a lot of times people like to think that trading is about making as much money as you can, right? How much money are you making? But in reality, it's about capital preservation, about how much you're saving, right? So if my losses are way more than my wins, I can win more often. But if my losses are double the amount of my wins, of my average win, there's no way I'm going to be profitable long term. So that's what I really like about today's trading is that I really just took a good setup. It didn't work out. There's nothing else that formed for me. We ended up chopping as well. Obviously, this is like way into the morning, so I wasn't awake anyway, right? And we didn't force a trade. We locked our account. I was tempted to trade New York session, but I was like, again, it's not the right time. I don't trade New York. I need to practice more on trading New York. So I didn't trade it. Now this comes into TradeZella. I just got a TradeZella account. You can see what I call it. It's called Daily Bias Practice 2023. So I'm literally going back 2 years from 2023 all the way up until present day. I don't know how long it's going to take me. I'm gonna try to do a week, maybe a day, maybe I don't know. Um, but I'm experimenting. I'm trying break even trades. I mean, you see here, there's three break even trades, three wins, four losses. There's actually two break even trades that like was literally like a few ticks away, but it never hit. So it came back to break even. But um, it's something I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best because I want to get better. I want to improve, but I know that it's not a process that can be rushed. It has to take time. It has to bed in, and at some point, it's just gonna click, right? Like you have to wait for the flower, first to be planted and then to blossom, right? And then hopefully soon, when it blossoms, it becomes this very beautiful flower that did take time to produce, but when it finally produced, it was so worth it. And that's what we're really trying to do right now. So, doing my best. It's very difficult, but there's nothing else that can be said, or there's nothing else that we can do. So I'm trying really hard. Um, but yeah, it's always very frustrating too when you do take a good trade and you end up losing. But at the same time, it's like that's the win, right? And that's the mentality that we need to have is that the win comes from taking good trades. The win comes from sticking to your process, sticking to your rules, right? That trade that I took, I would take it 10 out of 10 times. I would take it every single time. The only time I wouldn't take it was if I wasn't looking at the chart. So there's nothing that can be said about it. There's nothing that can be done. We kept our losses small. We implemented the new strategy of reducing our stop loss, right? Making sure that if a trade is up in profit, that we're managing it well. We're not just taking a full loss if we don't need to. And at some point, I'm going to take that same trade again, and it's going to hit those highs, and it could break through and whatever. But it was a good trade, and I don't have an issue with it. So yeah. Anyway, um, that's it for this video today, guys. Again, I really hope that you guys get something out of this too. So many times that we try to force things, right? But it just doesn't work like that. We need to make sure that we're sticking to the process and um, doing the right things. So yeah, I always wanted to use this title for a video because I love Central. I love Central C, one of my favorite rappers, and I like his album a lot. So I was like, yeah, I gotta use it. But when I read Epictetus's quote, I was like, okay, fine, I'll use it on this video, just because I thought it was very prevalent from reading that and his album title too. I think it was a good title, but yeah. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully, you guys are trading well to start this week. It's a new week, brand new week, so stick to the process. Even I don't care. Last thing I'll say, I don't care if you lose 10 trades in a row. Are you sticking to your process? Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Because it is statistically possible for you to lose 10 trades in a row sticking to your process. It is statistically possible, right? So a lot of times people will be like, oh, you lost 10 trades in a row, must be something wrong with your strategy. Oh, you lost 5 times in a row, must be something wrong with your strategy. No, like it is literally statistically possible for you to lose 10 times in a row, right? You have to look at your trading in batches. It is not something where it's like, oh, you trade once and you lose and you think something's automatically wrong. It should be a batch of a month or even a quarter, right? 3 months where you're like, okay, this is not going well. Is there something that I can do to improve? So, yes, in the moment, it does suck. It stings when you lose, but at the same time, it's just one trade out of many, right? So, keep it going. Keep it going. But anyway, guys, hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you guys are trading well. And yeah, keep trading stoically. You cannot rush greatness, so please take your time, forget the microwave mentality, and keep going. I'll see you guys in the next one.